This podcast brought to you by Ring. With Ring cameras, you can check on your pets to catch them in the act.
Izzy, drop that.
Or just keep them company.
Aw, I'll be home soon.
Make sure they're okay while you're away. With Ring. Learn more at ring.com/pets. Truth.
First, I'd like to thank you all for coming. It's 7:15. You're 15 minutes late.
You know, I know it would be easier for us to show up to work every morning if we didn't go to the Crazy Horse every night. But then what would be the purpose of living?
All right. It looks like none of you are hungover or strung out, and you're all under 26. I'm glad you're making good choices. I guess you could make up for it when you're 40.
I mean, come on, Frankie. Do we not know how to have fun? My father had 3 kids by the time he was 26. Rocco's got Amber, Crystal, and Tiffany to support. What sounds more fun?
Colin, yes, I know your mother is a boomer, but it's still not nice to call her a sociopath just because she failed to save for her retirement by spending all of her money on new cars and private schools for you.
Wait, Ma, why are you crying? Who called you fat? The doctor? You mean the doctor with the black eye? No, Ma, I know he don't have a black eye right now. Okay? You feel better?
So, Alex, with 2 X's, you're saying that America doesn't do enough for you. Even though we pay for your health care, your 401k, your company car, your kale salads, and your free charging station for your Nissan Leaf, you still believe that Denmark would treat you better.
This is the greatest country in the world. Right? Where would you rather live? You want to go to Italy? You don't have to leave the U.S. We got your little Italy right here.
Caleb, our new laborer, Juan Carlos, would like you to replace the American flag that you ripped off his truck. His brother is still waiting to get into the country and wanted to know if you'd like to trade places with him.
Rocco, we're going to need 3 flags. 1 for the office, 1 for the crane, and 1 for the pole at the American Dream Room in the Crazy Horse. Amber's going to hang it with her feet.
Michael, he said act like a man because he saw you applying hand lotion after you took off your gloves. I know it says it's made for men. That's the problem.
Roddy, you gonna start acting like a man, or you gonna keep talking about when Harry met Sally? How about when my foot meets your ass? You need to watch your Godfather again.
Jonathan, I know it's very upsetting to find out there is no such thing as a left-handed screwdriver. Or is there? Let's talk about it later, after you get the board stretcher.
Look, Sal, I know it's tough to find out that this girl you've been engaged to for the last 3 years isn't 100% Italian. But you know the rules, Sal. You want to make Grandma cry?
Staring at a Hooters waitress does not make Michael a creepy boomer. He's only 25. It makes him a reformed millennial.
Bobby, if you date a girl named Glory Candy and introduce her to Rocco, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? He's going to use his pip talk, steal her away, and then you're going to be left alone squeezing your monkey.
Alex, I know it's perfectly acceptable to tell everyone about your anxiety disorder, but it's also perfectly acceptable to hide it.
What do you mean you're nervous about putting it up your nose, Frankie? Huh? It's 100% pure. It's not woo-woo, it's Cocoa Puff. Take a chance.
Caleb, I would agree with you that Colin isn't doing his fair share of work to make the project fail, but he says he is. I would call that gaslighting, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Rocco, make sure when we finish that brick wall, Ronnie don't get a dime. Oh, you worked on it, Ronnie? What am I supposed to do? Believe you or my eyes? What the fuck? You think I'm nuts, Ron?
Jonathan, I know your new company shirt doesn't fit right and it says Domino's, but it's repurposed clothing. Just like you asked for.
What is that, your sister's shirt, Ronnie? You going to a Boy George concert? We wear black, Ronnie. You gotta pick today to be flamboyant? How the fuck we gonna work with the Manfredi crew? I don't need Paul Manfredi busting my balls all day. Oh, who's the chick with the golden yellow shirt, huh? What's he trying to do? Express himself?
Damn, I miss the 80s.
Holiday, celebrate. Get the fuck out of here, Ronnie. At least she's Italian.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome, guys. This is This is Savage Cut here. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Happy Wednesday. Yeah. What is going on? What is going on, guys? If you guys have been paying attention, last week, actually, Greg Gutfeld having some fun on his show with how millennials are not aging accurately or correctly. It seems like they're getting dumber by the moment. I thought that was hilarious. How Gutfeld basically put it in. The older you get, the more conservative you become in some form of an aspect. But that's I guess that's not leaning towards the millennial. A lot of people don't realize this, but some millennials are just not very tech savvy. I don't think that was brought to their attention, when they were being spoon-fed by mommy and daddy. Check this clip out, guys, of Gutfeld.
You're more likely to lean right if you have to pee 5 times a night. For me, it's 4. According to the Wall Street Journal, as you age, you become more conservative because the more you learn, the more you wise up. You also become more likely to consume Relief Factor by the truckload. Researchers say as you make more money and acquire more assets, you're going to prefer more conservative policies, like lower taxes that help you protect what you earned, which will enable you to give a generous tip to that nice young man at Applebee's. But also, you live long enough to see that none of the Democrats' promises ever come true, and that you accrue these things through hard work and savings, and not from stealing it from your child's college fund. And as you pass middle age and approach retirement, eventually you'll start to lean right, and not just because of the hip replacement. Stability trumps change, which is why liberal policies that destroy social order aren't popular with folks who've spent decades building a foundation for themselves and their families. So what's this mean for 2024? Well, if you can't tell by the commercials on this channel, Americans are getting older. Their idea of a Green New Deal is a fresh shipment of Balance of Nature veggie capsules. Of course, we'll also need pillows and ointments, and most of all, gold. Birth rates are down and the average age is going up. That's a sizable voting base for Republicans. So get their votes now, because once they die, they'll vote Democrat.
Joseph, I want to pause it there. What did you think of basically Gutfeld kind of, making some comedy, so to speak?
Yeah, like I've been saying for decades, we need to get better at delivering messages, and through humor, there's one way of getting serious messages through. So, and he's spot on with what he's saying. Normally, as people get older, they get smarter, they get wiser, they do start to make more money and see more and more of it stolen in taxes, accumulate more assets, having to pay taxes on that. So they do indeed tend to get more conservative. But also, Gutfeld's good for poop jokes. Well, I've been saying since Mike Johnson got elected speaker, finally they grew some balls and elected a Johnson. Oh, there's a double entendre.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? I mean, President Trump earlier last week was basically saying that he's praising Johnson. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm a Trump supporter, but Trump, which one are you actually praising? You're praising Johnson now, then you praise Speaker McCarthy, how he's an excellent speaker, and then you flip-flopped and went back over to how somebody else is going to be a great House Speaker. How many House Speakers has he praised, Joseph?
Yeah,
I mean, seriously.
I agree. I mean, Trump has been all over the map on this. He backed McCarthy. Like MTG, I've been talking about her, right? She backed McCarthy in January, so did Trump. And MTG backed McCarthy right to the very end. And then once he was ousted, she started tweeting, "Trump for Speaker," which was dumb. I have been spending weeks on end blocking morons that have been hashtagging Trump for Speaker because you're an unserious person. If you were tweeting that, it was never going to happen. And she did it to what? Deflect from her support for McCarthy. And a lot of useful idiots fell for that. MTG spews some good red meat, and she's good for that. But she's all hat, no cattle. She's not a serious person, not a serious legislature. And anyone tweeting Trump for Speaker was unserious, and I blocked them on social media. But yeah, Trump all over the place. He should have shut the fuck up and stayed out of it. Run for president, fight the bogus charges in court against you, and let the GOP House caucus focus on who was speaker. And finally, like I've been saying from the start, whole bunch of people jumping on the bandwagon now of, see, look, we got somebody that wasn't immediately next in line. Well, I was saying that from the start. I love Scalise.
Yeah.
I like Jordan, but no, I did not support them. I could have settled for them, but I did not support them for speaker because it's the same old DC swamp standard operating procedure manure. So all you people that have been saying, we got to have real change, but we're selling out immediately. Oh my God, we got to have a speaker right away. You're a CINO. You're a conservative in name only. We needed somebody outside of the immediate next in line shit to say, look, things are different now. We got a guy from Louisiana, also not the normal traditional power broker kind of state. That's an important message to not just the base that things are different, but to conservatives who left the party. That, look, you've been saying drastic changes have to be made. Matt Gaetz, and I was tired of Matt Gaetz hasn't got a plan. Well, the plan was to disrupt the status quo. And all you CINOs like Charlie Kirk, when we vacated the speakership, oh my God, we got to get a speaker back because Charlie Kirk makes his living on whining about rhinos when he's no better than the rhinos as a CINO, wanted the status quo back so he could go back to his making money off the status quo, complaining about rhinos. Well, now you see the fruition of the vacating of the speaker plan, disrupt the status quo. We got somebody non-traditional out of the next in line bullshit to signal to conservatives that left the party, you wanted drastic change, you've been demanding drastic change if you're actually conservative, not a CINO. Now you got it. You got it.
मजा आ गया जल के
क्या बोला तू तो रो रहा है
अरे ये तो खुशी के आंसू है पुष्पा
पानी पानी
पेश है नया सिजलिंग हॉट रेंज इतना तीखा कि मजा आ गया
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool breeze on a scorching day? Or a cozy corner on a cold night? That every room of the house is as inviting as the next. And the air is fresh and clean for everyone. But humidity is where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature. And the people who invented modern air conditioning keep inventing new ways to make you comfortable. However you define it.
But let's talk about Trump here for a little bit here on Savage Cut. Like you said, Joseph, he's all over the place with praising, right? Donald Trump has to get his praise into the scenario, right? I got to praise this guy, praise that guy. You're right, Joseph. He should have focused on the campaign. Stop worrying about the damn House. I mean, the House is going to be okay. It really is. It's going through a little turmoil right now. We're trying to find somebody that's right for the position. I guess they have, right, with Johnson. I mean, do I agree Johnson should be in there? No. But I do agree with Joseph's saying, folks. They put him in there because he's the next in line, right?
No. Johnson is nowhere near the next in line level. Jordan and Scalise and Emmer were the next in line, which we didn't want. So Johnson is breaking that D.C. swamp standard way of doing things mold. Like I was pushing for Byron Donalds, I would have settled for Kevin Hearn. I am settling for Mike Johnson. Is he perfect? No. People, there's no such thing as perfect. Get over this notion. And, everybody's saying, oh, this is great, this is great, this is great. So what am I saying now that will be the next bandwagon for people to jump on? Like the Rush, not Limbaugh.
So you're telling me he's not next in line. He was put there. You think actually
not.
You agree that he should be there as House Speaker? I mean,
I agree that he's one of the better choices. Not perfect.
But how? How?
Because it breaks that standard swamp operating procedure.
Yeah.
Jordan, Scalise, and Emmer would have been like McCarthy, the next rich white guy up in line, which doesn't change anything. Oh, my screen just went blank. I got a new tab popped open there but like the Rush Canadian group says, show, don't tell. Is he going to be great? I don't know. Show me, don't tell me. Shut the fuck up and get things done.
Like kindergarten, show, no tell. But back then it was called show and tell. So show, no tell. There you go. I like that one. Yeah.
But, get the shit done that the last speaker promised to do and didn't. Then I'll say it's great. But in theory, I support Johnson. I do. In theory, he's a good pick. But we shall see. Show me, don't tell me.
I like that. Show me, don't tell me. Be a good little hashtag to throw out there in social media, folks. Show me, don't tell me.
I've been doing that already. Yep.
Yeah.
Along with, again, they finally got some balls and elected Johnson. But I'm bummed.
Oh, God.
Gutfeld's got the poop jokes. I guess our specialty will be dick jokes now.
Gotta bring those dick jokes out there. Yeah.
We gotta bring Sadia's Dick song back.
Yeah. She's developing some more dick jokes. We're told here, but she's all about dicks, all types of dicks. Rainbow. God, you got to check that episode, guys. Go back to the Savage Unfiltered Library. Check that out. I want to talk more about what was going on in Gutfeld. I love Gutfeld. He's fucking delivering the hammer where it's due, right?
Oh, I said, I've been saying for decades, we need to deliver through humor, because you talk to somebody and try to broach a serious subject, they shut down.
Right? Oh, they're fucking triggered, Joseph. They're all sensitive. Oh my God, it's gonna break my heart.
But if you deliver something through comedic delivery, it sneaks past their defenses, plants a seed that can then grow into something.
Yeah. Some more here on Gutfeld, guys. Check this one out.
No.
I don't even know.
Whatever. We had our holiday party at Raiders Stadium while I was cheering. They totally loved me. Anyway, I had to tell you too, because I actually took a comedy class at NYU. I was a visiting student, like I took a semester during the summer, and I took a class on comedy.
Wow.
It existed, but that was back in 1999.
Did it pay off?
No, I mean, I don't even know what I learned. To your point.
Yes.
I think the problem with the headline is not that age makes you more conservative. It is that experience makes you more conservative.
Yeah.
Because you are mugged by reality. Because you are earning your money. You're parting with your effort and labor. You're seeing the fruits of all of your work, and you're seeing it, for the most part, going to because you're seeing high taxes that are going toward a bunch of recidivist felons out on the street and crying everywhere.
Girl.
And I just think what's so terrible about all of these kids running around in La La Land, like Joe Malone's son that, started the Harvard letter and whatever, it's the Upper East Side effect, is that how many Congress people and mayors have we seen that have now gone back on their word about defunding the police?
Yeah.
Their bloody nose and their black eye. We need more police force. Like, the whole point is that they get to turn around and turn back on their statements now that they've seen the light, that crime, yes, hurts, violence is terrible, but that it's preventable.
I like that.
Well, it doesn't hurt that Gutfeld has two of the most beautiful women on the planet, Emily Campagno and Katie Pavlich, on his show that episode. But Emily nails it, right? It's kind of the experience part.
I love her podcast, by the way, too, Joseph. I mean, she's got that podcast going. I mean, and she's fucking unfiltered. I love it. But
are you looking for a children's book company that even the strictest of homeschool moms will proudly allow in their homes? Meet Brave Books. Studies show that our children's morality is ingrained by age 10. So everything that goes into our children's minds matters. We can no longer trust secular kids' books for our children. They need new worlds, new heroes, and new stories to spark their imaginations. Brave Books tell tales of epic adventures that kids and families will fall in love with, and has fun discussion questions and games in the back of the book for the whole family to do together. Go to bravebooks.com, and not only will you save 20% off your entire purchase, but you'll also get my brand new book for free when you subscribe to Brave's Freedom Island Book Club. Get a new book delivered right to your door every month that'll strengthen your children and unite your family. Use promo code BEBRAVE for 20% off.
It wasn't even that. It was a party saying. Like, throw your hands in the air, waving like you just don't care in the South. So everybody made songs at the same time. You had 95 South, you had 8-time Players, you had about 10 other records, right? But theirs was bass in the South. We're from hip hop, and I ordered all my records from really wasn't even that.
But Fox had to believe that. You guys have noticed. It wasn't on us, guys. Don't worry. We would never believe it. It's on Fox. Yeah.
But Emily is right. It's experience, and that's the issue with the younger generation. Still, they're still the participation trophy crowd. They're still living at home. They're still sheltered. They're still being coddled. Even in the workplace with, oh my God, we got to have a safe space. They're still too coddled. So they're not really getting experience and, as Emily points out, mugged by reality by being coddled. They need that reality intrusion, like, until crime knocks at their door, these Democrats, the fascocrats, don't wake up until it affects them directly. They're clueless.
Well, Joseph, you talk about reality, right, as we close up Savage Cut. Let's look at reality of Donald Trump, guys. Again, guys, I'm a Trump supporter, but I think he's not facing his own reality because he flip-flops back and forth. And, I mean, Donald, if you want people to take you seriously, stop jumping from one thing to the next. What you're praising. I think Speaker McCarthy is going to be an excellent House Speaker back in January when he said that. Then he goes over to saying Johnson just past week, Johnson's going to be a great speaker. Well, listen.
I hope so. But
I hope so too, Joseph, but he's taking back now. Right. Now, if you notice, he's actually ousting a little bit of McCarthy. So he's going from one thing to the next. It's going to hurt him in his election for re-election. Yeah.
Trump and MTG both opposed the ousting of McCarthy, which needed to be done again to
speaking of MTG.
This is not the normal GOP anymore. There are some people with balls. They vacate. I was tired of the 8 Republicans siding with all Democrats to oust the Speaker. Well, you know what? It wouldn't have fucking been necessary if you rhinos and CINOs didn't sell out and side with all Democrats every fucking other day of the week to cut in all this deficit spending you've been
Well,
supporting.
you mentioned MTG. She just said this past week that she's demanding the Republicans that ousted, this whole charade for an apology. Did you say that? She wants an apology from these
She's
Republicans.
the one that needs to be apologizing. She tried to keep McCarthy in the speakership. Look, things are changing finally. MTG is supposed to be one of those, rebel conservatives, like I actually am, like you actually are, like Sasa actually is. But no, she's proven to be all hat, no cattle, see-no. When the chips were down, she wanted to sell out. Immediately sell
Joseph,
out. Now,
what is a Republican today anymore? I mean, you mentioned the word rebel. Like, what the fuck is a true Republican today? Literally, we're not seeing any.
We are the big tent party. So the definition varies, of course. But yeah, to your point about Trump is unfortunately, and again, I support him for 2024. But he's getting rather swampy with the go along to get along, and like you said, praising everybody, kissing everybody's ass, except Emmer. He came out against Emmer, and I'm glad he did. That was good, right? Because that was the same old next rich white guy in line bullshit, which the Anna media had that headline ready to go. I've been saying for weeks, you do the next rich white guy in line, then you play into the Democrats' hand, which is why you needed someone like a Byron Donald, even an Elise Stefanik, who I have issues with. No such thing as perfect, and why Mike Johnson is a good compromise is the word.
Yeah, I see where you were going there with that.
He won't be perfect. Nobody is. But this finally signals you've been demanding change if you're actually conservative and not a C-no.
Yeah.
You finally got it.
Yeah.
And MTG is calling you out for an apology? No. She owes us an apology.
You think so? Well, we're running low on time. Joseph on fire here with Savage Cut, guys. We got to wrap it up. Guys, I want to say thank you very much for those that have been listening to the show. Also, thank you to some of the team at Shaky Studio there in Tampa, Florida, for some of these movie trailers that we're putting out for the episode trailers. Actually, they're like movie trailers, but they're basically episode trailers. As you can see, giving Joseph a big end credit towards a lot of them with his. I love it. I love it, by the way.
Principles, not personalities.
Yeah. You see Joseph with his new principles before personalities. But actually, he says it's principles, not personalities. But it's the same thing. Yeah. But it's still the same thing. Principles before personality. Yeah, more or less. Guys, thanks very much for stopping by. Take it easy. Be average. Or wait, I fucked that up. Be savage, not average. There we go. Oh, my God. Take it easy. All right, Joseph, we're gonna sneak in a